Cellini always goes back to it. He never stops calling him Barry Wary. I think the next scene I want to talk about is the gym scene.
Right, with Bull. Love Bull. Yeah.
Bull from Night Court, baby. He's here.
Yeah.
Man, Chuck Norris called in all the favors.
He did.
That's another thing. I think in the IMDb, it said that Chuck Norris did this as a favor to Aaron.
Yeah.
But then I also read that Chuck Norris and Mattress Mac were like, let's make this movie.
Right. That's what I saw, yeah.
I'm confused as to, like, what that is. But anyway, you know, I think Chuck Norris has a lot of friends, and he called in a lot of favors for this movie, it seems. Of course, Mattress Mac knows his fair share of celebrities. Maybe Bull from Night Court did a Mattress Mac commercial.
Could have.
Clyde Drexler did. So we get Barry is not participating in PE because of his asthma.
That's the worst when you're just in that section of the PE class. Oh,
and they show every single stereotypical person you could think of who's not participating in class. And Barry is being trained by the uncle Mako at this time. And he's like, you need to start participating more because I don't know what this says about if it's a great message, but basically Barry's asthma is just because he's weak.
Right.
It's not anything physical. It's all mental, and he's weak and he needs to run more, and that's how he's going to get rid of his asthma.
Yep. It's not a family. It's not brought down by diabetes or overweight or heart issues or lung capacity. It's
just because Barry's a bitch.
Yep.
And so he decides to participate, and this is like the weirdest. Even as a kid, I thought this was strange. He climbs the rope, but Chuck Norris tells him how to climb the rope.
And he's just sitting there on the rope talking to this imaginary friend. Well, I would not I would if I had that imaginary friend, and I think the same thing. Like as a kid, like this was still a little weird because I'd be like, no, I'm not going to talk. If I saw Chuck Norris as an imaginary friend, I would listen to Chuck Norris, but I wouldn't act like anybody's there. I'd just be like, okay,
Up to this point, these have been like blackouts that he's been having, to where it's almost like he goes into a seizure and has these hallucinations. This is an active walking hallucination. Like he's not in class suffering from this. He's climbing a rope, looks over, and he sees Chuck Norris. Now he knows he doesn't know Chuck Norris at this point. He knows he doesn't want to be having these hallucinations. So it feels like he could just not respond. But he does, and he starts talking. He's like, I can't do it, Chuck. I can't do it. He's like, sure you can, Barry. I got you. Go for it. We'll do it together.
That's pretty good. That's exactly how he says it.
Yeah, it really is. It's just like the cheesiest thing, and he teaches Barry how to climb the rope. He's like, now wrap your leg. That's right. Now all the weight's in your legs. Now pull with your arms and push with your legs. There you go, Barry. You're doing it. It's a very weird scene, and he does it, and he earns the respect of Bull, but earns the anger of Cellini.
Oh, man, yeah. And then just Cellini wondering, is this kid psychotic? Like, what is going on here?
Maybe I shouldn't mess with him.
Maybe I shouldn't mess with him anymore.
You can always be nice to someone, and you have that right. I think Wendy from that show, The Wonder Years,
yeah.
I think she was kind of messed up here. I think she was kind of mean. Not because she turned him down for a date, but when she comes back to him because he fought Cellini.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. Like, even Cellini said, like, she's just doing it because, out of pity. And she was. That was all she was doing. That was it.
And now she sees that he can fight, and she's like, you know what? Let's go to the zoo together.
Let's go to the zoo.
I was like, Barry, have some pride, man.
Yeah. Shoot this chick down and go slay on some of that, other walking high school.
You went toe-to-toe with the baddest man at school. You went toe-to-toe with a 25-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And your asthma didn't stop you. You kicked ass.
Yeah.
Good for you. And she runs up. I was like, Barry, don't do it, man. Come on. But I get it. I mean, I don't know what I would have done as a kid. if the prettiest girl at school or a girl I had a major crush on would have ran up to me and asked me after she specifically said, I just worry about you.
I just worry about you. She started simping on him hard, though, man, after that.
She did.
That fight. Yeah.
She did. He was a thirst trap after that.
He was.
I think we can skip around. We can skip to, for me, I think the next one I would talk about is the drunken bikers at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go to. Yeah. Because that's a fun scene.
Tell us about this scene, Marcus.
You get Tiny in there from Roadhouse. Isn't that Tiny from Roadhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
A polar bear fell on me.
Yeah, polar bear. Also from, if you ever seen it, the great golf classic Tin Cup. But he's in other movies as well. But yeah, you get the biker bar who comes into the closing time at the Frying Dragon. And Nancy runs into the back. And, it's Barry and Mr. Lee back there, her uncle. She tells him that we got some trouble back there, and Barry's actually at the table now, just being. It is Barry at the table, right?
It's Bo. It's Bo Bridges.
Oh yeah, it's Bo. That's right, because he was having.
Because he's hanging out with Miss Chan. Right, how he does.
Yeah.
And then they come in and just start beating Bo Bridges' ass, and bullying him.
It was just another. Do you think? See, at this time is when I thought that she was kind of pitying Bo Bridges at the same point, kind of, and I never really saw that take off. I know they were together, but it's just kind of that, how could you, I even look at myself and I say, if I'm in that situation, if I'm punked out like that, I don't expect to get a woman, if a woman sees me like that.
Yeah, you're in a weird situation there, because he's not even like, guys, you should leave.
Right. He's just laughing along with them making fun and talking about how they're going to ransack the girl that he likes restaurant and just laughing along.
Destroy. And these are about the stereotypical bikers as you can get,
right?
And including Chuck Norris's son is one of the bikers.
Yeah.
And they go get Mr. Lee, and Mr. Lee comes out and uses the power of perception to disarm everyone.
Yeah, Bo's under the table the whole time and just scared shitless.
Hiding.
Yeah.
Come on, Bo.
I love Mr. Lee just slapping the whiskey on his, like the aftershave, and just and going out there just acting like a stereotypical, Asian man that these bikers want to see. Yeah.
Hey, drunk, ain't he? Yeah.
Hey, drunk.
I feel like they could have given Bo Bridges like a punch in that.
Yeah, they really just punked out these guys. Like, just...
Yeah. Like, have Mr. Lee come out, do the drunk bit, end up beating everybody up, and Bo Bridges, like, finally gets, like, a punch.
Right, just get a punch in there, yeah.
I did it. It's a fun scene, and Mako is just great. He's wonderful, great physical comedian in that scene. So, Barry's been training. He's been working hard, and it is now time for the championship. We should mention that in all of these flashbacks that Barry's been having, the villain is always the same. It's Joe Piscopo. Before he even meets Joe Piscopo, it's Joe Piscopo. And he does the Asian version of blackface.
He does. Mustache and all, just eyebrows.
Pretty jarring to see in this climate, but good for him, I guess. So basically, in all the movies that Barry starts daydreaming about with Chuck Norris, Joe Piscopo plays the villain. Barry tries and trains, much like when Daniel goes and tries to train at the Cobra Kai. Barry tries, doesn't like it, and we find out that Joe Piscopo's character, Kelly Stone, has a deep background with Chuck.
That's something I wish we could have seen. Yeah, I wish we could have just seen a snippet of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because was Chuck Norris a bully asshole and, like, Kelly Stone doesn't like it? Was Kelly Stone just a jealous guy and didn't like the fact that Chuck Norris found success? It seems like the latter, but I don't know. I can see Kelly Stone's point of view. Maybe Chuck Norris was a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. I could see, and he's just been taken wrong the whole time, just doing Asian face and different racial.
Man, we get like all movies that feature martial arts, it is a big business because we get to the final karate tournament where Barry's going to display as part of the Frying Dragon, and it turns out that there are 4 different competitions in this. You need a weapons form, you need a kata, a weaponless form, breaking, and combat.
Right.
And they have 3, but when they get there, they find out that there's 4. And God bless karate tournaments in movies because they look like the hypest, most attended event in the country.
They do, man. Security walking around everywhere.
Yeah.
And
they crack an idea where they're going to get Chuck Norris as their 4th.
Yeah, Chuck's just there to watch the festivities.
Yeah, he's like, look at these young kids.
Yeah.
And Mr. Lee gets Chuck Norris to be his partner, mainly because it's against Kelly Stone, and he wants to teach Kelly Stone a lesson.
So at this time, Chuck has now said, this is all about me and Stone and not about Barry. I know he's going to be on Barry's team, but at the same time, he could have easily fought Cellini at that final fight. But no, Chuck is like, let me fight this. You go break these bricks. I'm going to fight this final fight.
I would have rather have seen the Cellini Barry fight.
Yeah, definitely.
It's strange to look back and realize that there was nothing. Chuck Norris,
that Norris is going to kick Piscopo's ass. You know that.
Why not let Norris do a break thing? I don't know, and then have Barry fight Cellini and let Chuck Norris be his corner man. I mean, that's just as effective,
right?
But
Kelly Stone cheap shot Norris like on the first round, kind of, or something like that, and he goes down, and then has to fight Cellini. He gets
do a parking lot thing with Miyagi and Master Marty Cove.
Oh yeah.
Where they end up at the parking lot, and Joe Piscopo's like, "Yeah, your kid got lucky," and or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, we get that, and each person. Noreen Chen comes in second behind the badass who looks Russian, some type of Eastern European from the Stone Dojo. Mr. Lee beats breaking, sets everything on fire, which seems illegal. I don't see why you should be able to do that.
Well, he doesn't set it on fire the first time, with him. Yeah, because he just comes out there in his apron, and then all the commentators, look at this guy coming out in his apron.
Yeah. What does he say? Something about duck. We're going to be eating humble pie here. Baby.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Cellini tries to get cocky, tries to break 9 bricks. Can't do it, only breaks 8. And then Joe Piscopo says, when you say you're going to break something, you break it.
You break it.
Yeah. I could have broke it. And everyone laughs at his ass. Like a clown. And so Mr. Lee wins that. They come in second. And it's kind of up to Barry to do a weapons form. And they don't think... I mean, what's her name is in his corner. She's on his side now.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's in his side, and she has all the faith in the world in this kid. She didn't even think could basically walk. And he pulls out the nunchucks, and it's beautiful, man. It's probably my favorite scene in the movie.
It is nice. And I don't know why, but I've always pictured this feels like I can't even think about the name of it now. But when you are adamant about something being one way, but it's been like a lie, and it's not that way at all. Like Berenstain Bears, I can't remember what that's called.
Right.
But for some reason, I thought that he did blindfold himself at the first before this and did the nunchucks, but I was wrong. It's just because the ninja in it is blindfolded, correct? Because he just has the mask over his eyes and everything when he's the ninja doing it, right?
I don't know if he's blindfolded.
I know
he has. Maybe he is. That could be. But we get a really cool nunchuck demonstration, obviously done in such a way where they've set up the protection where Jonathan Brandis isn't going to be an elite martial artist in this movie. He can't be.
Right.
But to their credit, they do a lot of wide, continuous shots of this, and it looks great. Whoever does it is great.
Yeah, I love those little stomps that he does. That's like the big thing, man. Like, yeah, that's how I would walk into a bar with nunchucks. Is just doing that.